what is it? What's Angel's why?
Well, I talk about my why in my book, in my books that I have. And my why is obviously different now than it was 20 years ago.
It evolves,
right?
right?
Yeah. My why is completely different. I'm obviously, I had a kid when I was 16 years old. My son
Yes.
is 26 years old now,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Hey, what's up, Angel? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been
sorry, man. I'm just getting in my office right now. I was like speeding over here.
hey,
I
no
hit some
worries.
traffic. It's crazy, but I'm here.
No worries, man. Yeah, you're living the busy life, huh? Just the same as always.
I had a golf tournament. I was coming
Oh,
from, Moore Park area.
yeah, yeah.
I was out in Moore Park.
Okay,
We had a tournament today, so I had to go do that. And then I didn't know there was gonna be a crazy traffic, so I
gotcha.
forgot rush hour. I haven't been in rush hour years.
Man, does that exist right now with COVID? I guess it still does, huh?
People are at work right now, I guess. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So a
yeah.
golf tournament. What's that about? You you getting
Well,
pretty advanced. I see all your posts. You're on the golf course quite a bit. You getting
well,
pretty good?
I used to golf a lot years ago
Yeah.
when I lived in a different area. I was part of a country club about
Uh-huh.
like 8, 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And then when I moved out here, the drought, things were drying up. So I stopped golfing. And then I had my daughter, she's 9 years old now. I was like, I'm gonna spend more time with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to like the older kids. I wasn't able to do that. So I was like, I just stopped. And then all of a sudden when quarantine happened, I was like, man, I got to do something.
Yeah.
So I was like, I went out, golf courses were open. I called my buddy up and he's like, you want to join this tournament? And I was like, yeah, sure.
Nice.
I'm part of a league, tournament, all kinds of
Uh-huh.
craziness. Yeah. So
Nice.
that's how it works. You know.
Awesome.
Good.
Hey, man, I appreciate you jumping on the show, man. I
Yeah,
know
no problem.
you're a busy guy. I'd love to catch up with you. I know you always got something going on. I was like, oh, Angel's gonna have all kinds of cool stuff to say. I know you're always into something.
Yeah, man, I've been blessed, man. That's
Yes,
for sure.
you have. Yes, you. How's the family, by the way?
Family's great. Family's great. We got two older ones,
Uh-huh.
graduate college. One's in New York City now, lives in New York City
Wow.
since 2016. And then we have the 9-year-old she's an actress. She does a lot of acting. She's on commercials and TV
Oh,
stuff.
awesome.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Well, tell me what are you into right now? Like, what's your main thing? Like, what do you got going on? I'm sure it's probably centered around Kayani, right?
Yeah.
Or is there a side
Kayani's
project?
my main.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Kayani's my main business. Obviously it's my business and,
Yeah.
but it's opened the doors to so many other things. I've been, real estate investing. I've owned franchises. So many different businesses. It's been crazy. Yeah. That I've been able to open up, invest in. I'm a silent investor because of Kayani, although, the passive income that it's created for me.
Yeah.
That's what it's been doing. And then my book's been going crazy,
Saw that. Yeah.
been blowing up, especially I did a network marketing book, but then I did this mindset book and it blew up. So
Yeah. It's a bulletproof,
I've
right?
been on Bulletproof Mindset.
Yeah.
It caters towards, it's not a network marketing book. It just caters towards having a mindset to be successful in business or sports or whatever it is you want to do, so.
Yeah. That's what it comes down to, right? I mean, you always preach that. I remember listening to you many times, and it's the mindset. It's the mindset.
It's all mindset.
100%,
right here,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I just went, in golf, it's everything. Like it's like, it's all here, man. It's just crazy how it works.
Yeah. So how do you attribute that? I always wanted to pick your brain on that because you started when you were a hustler ever since I can remember. In high school, you were hustling. So is that something? Is it a combination of, did you learn it from your parents? Did you learn it from someone you picked as a mentor? Did it come naturally? Just tell me how it all came to be with you personally.
Well, it's crazy because my parents were in high school when they had me, so I didn't get experience a lot of years when my dad had a better job. Like we were still struggling growing up in Pacoima there by the projects and stuff.
Yeah.
And I noticed growing up in the hood and I saw you know, when you don't have money when you're young, you don't even realize it. You don't even know. Like you just make the best of it, right?
Exactly.
But I know what
Right?
it's like to eat beans and rice every day and not
Yep.
have money and struggle and do all that stuff. And it's interesting is that I grew up with other kids that were worse off. And they were, you know, my friends, and they were, I mean, they didn't even have food when they, like, it was crazy. Like when I think about it now, like I remember we made a basketball court in the backyard on a tree. We cut out a rim, you know, that's the way we didn't have money. And that's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
neighbors did that. They were like hustling, like they needed to make money, help their parents out. Cause they were like super poor. So just me hanging out with them, they were always trying to get jobs, like the pizza place down the street.
Yes.
So I'd go with them, and then I would fold boxes. We would fold pizza boxes, and you know, make money. I don't know how much it was back then, or they'd go try to get a job here, and I'd go with them, and like, all right, we're gonna help this liquor store out, the dairy down the street or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just got that you know, that work ethic and that hustling, you know, in me, and wanted to make money and do better, and you know, and it evolved when I was little, and I remember one of my friends used to sell blow pops. Remember blow pops?
I sure do.
You know, back in junior high.
Yeah.
You know, and I used to like, oh, okay, like, so I learned all these little things growing up, and how to, you know, and obviously there was the bad stuff, and I never wanted to get involved in that stuff. And you know, there's a lot of people that went that route, and it was so easy to do, and I never did that. And people made a lot of money doing that, and a lot of people got in trouble too. And but I never wanted to let my parents down, you know, and going in that route, because it was all around me, with family and stuff like that. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it seems to be a common thread. You get a lot of like really, really, and I don't want to say successful, because successful can be judged by a whole lot of ways, but driven people that are very, very driven. It seems like at some point in their life, they came from a point of scarcity. It's like you got to have that hunger, you know, and if you don't really get that hunger, if you're not hungry, right? So if you came from a place where, like, you know what, I'm hungry. I mean, that leads me into me. That gives you your drive. And that gives me, like, my first question. You got the questions that I sent to you, right?
Yeah.
And my first question, and I think that this leads into it, is like, what is your why? Like, what's that big thing that has driven you when you've been, you know, almost defeated, when you've had those moments in time, you're like, man, is this really the right thing? Should I keep going? Should I pivot? Should I do this? What is that why for you? I mean, what is it? What's Angel's why?
Well, you know, I talk about my why in my book, in my books that I have, and my why is obviously different now than it was 20 years ago.
It evolves,
you know what I mean?
right?
Yeah. I mean, my why is completely different. I'm obviously, you know, I had a kid when I was 16 years old. My son is 26 years old now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. You know, he just texted me right now. One of his friends from college was one of the creators of the new iPhone that came out with Apple. It's
wow.
They're in the whole tech world, which is unbelievable.
He was in that environment, right? And going to school
at Stanford.
Yeah.
To Stanford. And you know, so it's, you know, I was a young father. So when I was in, you know, high school, and when my hustler friends got into trouble and did some stuff, and you know, I got into trouble. I got kicked out of high school in the 11th grade, and I had to go to work. You know, my dad had connections, you know, with the carpenters in the union, and he got me a job in one of those construction companies, cabinet companies, and he got me into the trade school and all that stuff. So what I did, I had to put food on the table for a kid at 16 years old. You know, most people worry about what, you know, they're gonna hit a party up, you know, Friday night, which I did that too, you know, but I also had a kid, so it was like I had to mature fast, and I had to grow up fast. So, you know, that was my why in the beginning. And also, you know, I was a baseball player, and we were doing very well in baseball. You know, I was, you know, they're moving us up to varsity like in freshman year. Like we were all, even that crew that we grew up with, we played baseball. We're doing really well, get looked at by colleges. And then we got kicked out of high school, and it was like, dang, everything just, I felt like I've always had I had that guilt, like I let my mom and dad, my parents down. Yeah. So my why in the beginning was obviously I had to take care of my son, but I wanted to show my mom and dad that I wasn't a failure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, and it's, I, you must still have something to prove. Otherwise you wouldn't keep going as strong as you do. Like what,
Well,
like,
yeah.
where does it evolve to right now? Like you had that's where it started, but now is it more to yourself? Is it, I mean, what else is it? Like what's driving you right now?
Well, for me, like, well, first it was that, and then obviously, then the success came, right? So
Mhm.
then it was like I want to help my parents financially. I was able to, I don't know if you know, I bought my dad an RV. That
Yeah.
was his dream. I got him his RV. My mom bought
Yeah.
her Mercedes, and sent him on vacations all over the place. Help him out. Did so much for them because they were there for me.
Yeah.
Having a kid young and doing all those things, they always supported me no matter what. So I was able to do that. And then now, now I have my daughter's 9 because my other kid was older. The key was the time I was able to spend with her. Able to pick her up from school, do those things. But now, for me, now that I made millions of dollars, traveled the world, had every car, everything I ever wanted and all
Yep.
that. Now the key is I want to, leave a legacy.
There you go.
I want my great, 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 great grandkids to know who I was,
Yeah.
because you think about it, most people, they don't even know who their great, great grandfather was. They don't even know their
100%.
name.
Yeah.
They don't even know, unless they're named after them, but they don't know their name usually. And I don't know my great, great grandfather.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know the last name, but I don't even know if I know the first name right now. So
Even if you did know them, you don't know, like, you're not going to know what drove them, like what successes and failures they had in life. And that's probably, is that part of the reason why you wrote the books? Is that part of it, leaving your legacy? You want to leave a piece of that on the table for future generations? I mean, not, I'm
well,
sure today, right? But also for the future.
it's funny. I was not a book person. Like I didn't want to read books. Like
Yeah.
when I first got involved in the industry that I'm in, they were telling me you got to read books, and I was like, oh man, the only thing I like to read was sports, right? So I was like,
Yeah.
read a book. So the first book I actually read, I think it's right. I had it right here somewhere. It's called. Oh, this is the first book I ever read. It's right here. It's called Who Moved My Cheese, right? It's a book,
Oh yeah.
an
Yep.
old school book, right? But the reason I read it, because look how thin it is.
Yeah.
That's the reason I read it. I was like, I'm gonna read that book. But the book was really cool because when I read the book, I was like, dang, it's kind of talking about me a little bit. I thought, I'm like, hey, are they talking about me in this book? So I was like, I got excited about the book. So I started reading books. So what happened was when I've been training at conventions, speaking on stage, and this company came up to me and said, listen, Angel, you should write a book. And I was like, no. I was like, no, I don't want to write a book. Like, I was like, nah,
Yeah.
I don't. And then they're like, okay, we'll help you write the book and stuff like that. So I was able to write the first one, which gears toward our business. So, what to do
Yeah.
in our business, how to become
Yeah.
successful. And then once I did that one, it was like, oh, okay. And what happened was it helped so many people out. And I believe in paying it forward. If I could be
Yeah.
an example or role model for some other people, that's all. I love that. Like if I
Yeah.
can change somebody's life with my story or whatever I can do, I'm all about that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to write a book on bulletproof mindset because I always talk about that. And I'm all about the mindset because my
Yeah.
mindset is what got me not to, make that decision back in the day to go to prison, or
Yeah.
make that decision to do that. I remember those days where it was like, if I do this, this could happen. It was all the mindset and,
Yep.
and even becoming successful. There was times where success is not easy, man, you know, and you have to have that bulletproof mindset to be successful. And you're going to have lows and valleys, and this is going to get you out of that.
Yeah, and that's key. Like I come across a lot of successful people that are successful in the world's eyes, the way we normally would say success. The
Right.
material stuff, the mansions, the cars, the
Yeah.
jobs, the trophy wife, that kind of stuff. But what's crazy is even with those people who you feel like, man, these guys got it all. They're the guys that a lot of people look up to, and this is who I want to be. This is what I strive to get for. Yet they got this unfulfilled part of their life. Like they literally have this mental, like almost anguish at some point because, I mean, you probably can relate to this. And you get to this point where, okay, yeah, I've made it. I'm successful. Why do I feel this way? And that's got to be pretty devastating to someone that feels like, hey, man, I made it there. I got the goals. I achieved them all, but I still just don't feel fulfilled. What's next? And it's like, I mean, what's your comment with that? I mean, did you ever reach that point in your life? You're in a different place because your job basically is lifting people up. which a lot of these successful people, they don't have that.
Right.
With that, did you find that because that was your main focus that got you through it? Did you come to a point in your life where you did experience a little bit of that? And if you did, how'd you overcome it? If you didn't, why didn't you experience that?
Well, for me, I was blessed to get involved in network marketing because it's all about personal growth and development.
Yeah.
And you grow, you become a better person, a better father. And I've had amazing mentors, like John Maxwell, who I work with. I've done 2 projects with him. It's crazy. He was one of my mentors, and I never even met the guy. I read one of his first books called Failing Forward.
Yep.
Changed my life because it taught me failure is fertilizer.
Yep.
And because I thought I failed, getting kicked out of high school and working in construction and all that. And I was like, man, and when I understood that failure was fertilizer and those kind of things, and grow and lead people and better yourself, I was like, those are the things that I love about this business, because you don't have that, like you're talked about right now. I have a friend with right now. He's got everything you can think of. He's got 2 private jets, a G5, he's got millions, multi-millions. Family has money, right? But the guy's not happy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He's like miserable, drinks all the time, pops pills. I mean, he's the kind of guy who call us right now and say, let's go to France. He was there with South of France last week in a yacht, $300 million yacht. But he's not a happy guy. He's got all the women. He's got everything that you think that someone would want, but he's missing, that he don't have that development, and that, he's successful, but he's not in helping other people become successful. Yeah. And I think when you have that duty, that calling to, help other people and better yourself and become a better version of yourself, there's a lot of responsibility with that, a lot of growth, and it'll make you that better person, that you want to become that better person. And because money doesn't make you happy. People think money don't make you happy, but it does work. It does help, right?
A tool, right? It's a tool. Yeah.
Being broke doesn't make you happy either.
Exactly.
But it's, if people are just looking for the money, they think money's going to make them happy. It's not about money. It's about what money, if you had all the money in the world, then what, what would you do?
Yeah. You got to have that purpose, and you got to have something that's like bigger than yourself. And what I think is a key one is service. I mean, in some respects, we're all called to service in some way. I mean, and it can be, there's so many different ways to do it. Like just leaving your legacy, leaving a lesson to the generations going to come after you, dealing with the people right now that are in your life that are struggling, and you got resources and tools to know how to help them. That's fulfilling, right? I mean, now it's not just about the money. It's about, there's money involved, but I'm pushing other people up. I'm pushing other people to be the best version of themselves, and that's fulfilling. And that's why I love the network marketing. I've always been a fan of that. That's the biggest reason, honestly, is that you have that environment. I mean, how many of us are always looking for, I want to be part of that club, or I want to find that group of friends, or this, that the right network marketing, it's like, it just breeds that. And I think that, honestly, I really feel that probably is the number one attraction to most people that get into it, is that right there. They love that environment. They love that they've got, a group that's interested in not just what their cause is, but them personally as a person. Let me help lift you and grow, let's get you to grow. Let's get you to be a better person. And all the tools are in place, right?
Absolutely.
And is that a big part of what you do? Do you feel responsible sometimes thinking about that with all the people that you have underneath you and you're doing that for?
Well, the thing is, it's business, and I'm not responsible for anybody. I'm just responsible to them, to provide them the tools and everything they need, because they always say, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. And, and for me, there's so many people. I mean, I helped so many strangers become millionaires, that I didn't even know before my business. And it's crazy because I could help my own family members, my own friends, but they were not, they just didn't have that, they didn't have those goals and dreams, and they just wanted things that were different. So you never know, man. You never know who's going to come in your life, who's going to cross your path. And, it's one of those, it's one of those things, man.
Now, this is a question I ask, and a lot of times it brings some weird feelings. I'm interested to hear what your answer is going to be. Um, Go back to your, and it's always a different age. I say 10-year-old self, but really what it is I can't put a number on it because it's different for everybody. But go back to young Angel that was still wanted to be, I don't know what it was. For me, it was like an astronaut and a race car driver. But young Angel that had these, those, we call them crazy dreams, but they're not crazy. They're the dreams you have before life smacks you in the face and says, no, that's not attainable, or like, you can't get there. Or at some point in your life, you kind of let them go a little bit, like some of those big grandiose dreams. Is
Yeah.
go back to that place, and now bring Angel right here to your life right now. Young, whatever it is, 8-year-old, 10-year-old, whatever, however old Angel was at that point, when you're still that innocence, you still have those big dreams. I'm sure he's going to be really excited and proud of where you've come. But maybe there's one thing you gave up on. Maybe it was an evolution. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. But what would surprise young Angel that you are not doing right now?
What would surprise? I mean, what I'm not doing right now, not playing the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh, there
That's
it
what
is.
it would.
Okay. Okay.
I know they lost today, but they're not doing too good right now. But my goal and dream when I was 8 years old, from little kid till I don't know, probably like till girls came in the picture. I wanted to be a professional baseball player. I wanted to play for the LA Dodgers. I would play. I'd take my glove with me everywhere. I had my little Dodger. You would every picture you see me when I was a kid, I had my Dodger hat on, had a glove with me. I would bug every single family member to play with me. I'd bounce the ball off the wall all day long, just pitching, like pretending I was pitching in the game, hit off the brick wall with a tennis ball, and that was my dream. And I may not be a professional baseball player, but I kind of live like one now, but it still doesn't take away from me being on that field, smelling that grass, playing on, pitching on that mound. I get to go to games and been blessed to have season tickets and stuff like that. But if I was young me, if I could go back, like one of the questions you asked and tell me what I would do back then, I would say, stay away from the girls, the gangs, all the parties, and go focus on baseball, man.
Wow. So there's a little part of you that still has that dream. I can see. You still are like, man, that would have been pretty cool. I mean, you're living, like you said, the baseball player's life, but there's still, like you said, the actual experience of being in the big game, smelling the grass, and maybe making the big game-winning home run or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, what would you say to young Angel? Look, I may not have done that, but I have this, and let me explain to you why, and let me explain how I am fulfilling it in a different way. You see the season tickets. I mean, what are you going to say to young Angel about, like, look, I didn't do that, but I did this, and here's kind of here's how I am kind of still living that dream.
Well, the thing is that I didn't do that. There was a little hiccup there and got in trouble, but I found my calling, or my calling found me, because I had no idea I'd be doing this.
Yeah.
And I had a second chance, and I had a vehicle, and I ran with it. I did exactly what I was supposed to do with young Angel with baseball. I brought it into business, and it's blessed me like beyond, that I can imagine. I never thought that I would be doing what I'm doing right now. It wouldn't cross, I mean, I speak in front of tens of thousands of people in arenas, and I couldn't even do a public speech in school in front of 30 people. I mean, I would ditch school that day. You know what I mean? Like, I would go to class if I had to go, and so for me, that's what I would say. You know what, Angel, you didn't become a professional baseball player, but you found your calling found you, actually, and you did it. You went in there, you're non-negotiable. You had a bulletproof mindset, and you worked at it, and you did not quit, and you became successful doing it.
Awesome. And to go back to you already touched on this, but to go back to, and this is for young Angel, of course. You're going to go back and give him the advice that you just gave him, stay away from the girls, stay away from the gangs, stay focused, keep that bulletproof mindset. But think even beyond young Angel. Think of young Angel and someone right now, maybe debating, what am I going to do in life? What dreams am I going to pursue? How am I going to keep focused on some of my goals and dreams, what's the best advice you could give to someone right now? Again, geared towards young Angel, but also keep in mind right now, what is the number one thing you could tell someone to just keep them on the right path and driven and, working towards their goals?
Well, look, you got to love what you do. They say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And the thing is that whatever you're passionate about, if you love what you do, you decide to do it, you commit to doing it no matter what, no matter if you feel like it, no matter if it's hard, tough, whatever it happens, doesn't matter. You commit to it. And the last thing is you don't quit. I don't care what happens.
Yep.
Don't quit.
Yep.
You do it no matter what. I just saw a post, my Lakers won the championship.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited. I'm not
Me
too
too.
I'm not too depressed that the Dodgers are losing right now because the Lakers just won, but it'll sink in here in a few days. But
yeah.
But Dwight Howard posted a great thing. He said, don't ever give up on your FN dreams, because look how many years he's been in the league, and he finally got his championship, and it's like, wow, and even at that level, how big it was to those guys. You figure they're multi-gazillionaires.
Yeah.
But that dream, that championship, and that's why I tell people, whatever you do, don't quit. That is the number one way. That's why people don't become successful. They quit.
Yeah. And
I believe finish what you start. Always finish whatever you do. Finish what you start. Don't start something and quit. If you're gonna do something, decide to do it. Don't quit.
100%. That's always been one of my philosophies. It's like it really. I mean, just like you were saying that basically. I mean, you gotta eat shit, man. You gotta have your shit and your fertilizer. And it's not about how many times you've won, and we all kind of get focused on that. Or how many wins did I have? How many things did I do? It really is more about how many times did you fail, but you got back up and you didn't quit and you stayed true to the path. And how many times you fail? I mean, the failure is nothing more than a lesson, right? I mean, if you look at it in the way it is, look, there's a lesson, and you get better every single time. And if it weren't for those failures, you wouldn't be the person you were. I mean, right now, if you didn't have all the failures you had in your life, you would be less of a person, is the way I feel. I feel like you might be successful, you might have this, you might have that, but you're not going to have that depth. You're not going to have that hunger and that drive, because you know what it's like to fail. I mean, I know I do. I've had some pretty big failures, and some of them hurt, man. They hurt. But it takes that pain to get you to the next step and to stay persistent, right? All right, that's it. Because I don't want that pain again, so I'm going to stay the course, and I'm going to attack this, and I'm going to go for it. Man, that's pretty powerful. Yeah. You're in a unique position with what you do. So is there an end in sight? Are you going to do this till you die? I mean, what's next for Angel?
Yeah.
What are you going to be doing?
Of course. I mean, this is what I do. It's like people always say, like when I retire, there's no need to retire. I mean, I have freedom. I have, I love what I do. I mean, I help people. I empower people to become successful. There's one thing, when you can help a single mother, quit her job and make multiple six figures and be at home and do the things she wanted to do, live that, dreams that she fulfill her dreams, that's priceless. That's priceless.
Absolutely.
When you can do those things. And for me, it's exciting. It's a natural high to see other people become successful because you made a decision not to quit, and you showed them the way, and I love it.
Awesome. What's the next stage? Like how are you going to level up at this point? Like what's next? I mean, is it developing this just killer system to where you're doing this more and more and more, basically duplicating yourself to where you're getting people out there in that network doing what you did on your way up? Is that it? I mean, what's the next stage? How do you level up? Like where you're at right now, how do you level up? How do you get to that next level? What is it?
Well, it's funny you say level up because I have 2 events a year that are called Level Up.
Okay.
I just had one in Vegas 2 weeks ago. We were able to do it with the quarantine. We only had 50 people there, but it's evolving yourself, rebranding yourself. Like, look, the last 6 months, especially 6 months ago was really quarantine, right? So we had our business went all online. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we're an in-person belly to belly business. We have online, but our business has grown every single month since the pandemic happened.
That's awesome.
And because people want better products, they want to be
Yeah.
healthy, and they
Yeah.
need to make money from home. And it's amazing because Zoom, I mean, which I used to use Zoom a lot, and a lot of people
Yeah.
didn't even know what it was 6 months
Yep.
ago, but I used to use this,
Yeah.
you know. And this right here is all these platforms, and we've figured out a way, and we've proven a way where you don't even have to leave your house and become successful in our business,
That's
which
awesome.
we had to evolve, you know, in
Yeah.
it's been crazy. And some of the older people, you know, it was a little harder for them because they're not, you know, they're not real
The
techy,
technology,
you know?
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just evolving ourselves. And right now I just, you know, I just been regrouping and trying to, you know, doing some planning to take it to the next level. I'm not where I want to be. I have bigger dreams, bigger goals,
I'm sure you
bigger
do.
things I want to do. And I just have to, sometimes you have to sit back and regroup and look at things and set some new goals and go out there and do the things that got you to where you are. You know, it's like the basics and fundamentals. You know, never forget what got you where you are,
Yep.
no matter where you are in the business.
Yep.
I see people in real estate. I see people in, you know, all these other business, construction contractors, and they forgot what got them where they are.
True.
Because now they're successful. They're too cool to do the
Yeah.
things that got them to where they are.
Yep.
You know, and it's like, no, that's what got you where you are. You got to roll up your sleeves, get back in the trenches, and do it over again. You know, and you're the best person on the team. Why would you settle for other people to you know live your dreams for you? You know, you got to do it. You got to do it yourself. You know,
Lead by example, right?
100%. You got to you got to go the way, show the way, lead the
Yep.
way, all that stuff. You know,
Yep.
and be that leader. You know, and that's what we're doing right now. We got a lot. I'm looking at some boards here and stuff. I got a lot of plans and visions and goals and things like that.
So during this this time right here with the pandemic, has it served you? Has it given you like a little minute to kind of maybe take a step back, analyze everything, remember, you know, some of those hard, dirty things you used to do, so you can plan to get to the next level? Has it done that for you? Has it allowed you the time? Because you used to travel a lot, right? You're on a pretty strict schedule.
Yeah,
As far as,
yeah. I mean, and the thing about me is I don't have to travel. I travel. I create I do my schedule when I want to go, and I travel so I can help the other
Yeah.
markets out. You know, international, a lot of international and stuff like that. And I'll set it up to where I work it around my family life. Like if
Yeah.
my family we have things to do, then I don't travel on those things or whatever. And that's the beauty of what I do. You know, it's having a time freedom. You're not having to, you know, be controlled. So for me, and the other thing is traveling here and there. What's good about it too is that I miss my wife. You know, I get to, you know, when you're locked in every day like that, for some people, it's a, you know, it's sometimes like that. But you know, but nothing's different. I mean, I work from home. This is my home office. I work from home for years. So for me, working from home was not anything
nothing
different.
new, right? Yeah.
Yeah, nothing new. But the difference was in the beginning, 6 months ago, was I could just get on a plane and I need to go to San Francisco. You know, I need to go to Arizona for the weekend. Or I'm going to go here. So I just barely started flying about, what was it? In August, I think it was. I went a couple of trips, but they weren't business trips.
Yeah.
I went up to Idaho to have, you know, hang out and stuff like that. But I just been barely doing the traveling lately. Vegas a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
You know, which is kind of cool because the planes are empty and airports are empty.
Yeah, a little bit better to travel right now, huh?
Absolutely. You know, so it's safe. It's clean. You know.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Awesome. Well, what's a good place for people to connect with you? Like, where's your main platform? How do people, if someone wants to follow Angel and see what he's doing, where's a good place to do that?
The best is go to my website. I have all my angelolvera.com. My books on there.
Angelolvera.com. I'll put that in the notes. Okay, so we'll put that on angelolvera.com
on there, stuff like that, and you'll see my Instagram and Facebook stuff like that. I'm social media, but I'm not too crazy on social media.
Yeah.
I try to give people a little snapshot of what I do, but I am a very personal, like to be very private too.
Yeah.
But I know social media is a big deal, and I just wanted people to know that, hey, I'm a real person. I never forget where I come from, because I still have relatives and family there,
Yeah.
and I have parents that are rock solid. They'll
Yeah.
My mom will check me. You know what I mean? They'll never, like, I can't. You know what I mean? So I'm a real person. I'm the same person who I am. And the thing is that what I learned many years ago is that money does two things to people. It makes a bad person worse,
Yeah.
or a good person better.
Yep.
And it
100%.
just exposes who you really are. And that's what
Exactly.
it does.
Exactly.
So, if you, but yeah, anybody wants to connect with me, I love helping people. My business or not, I've been successful in a lot of businesses, not just in my industry, in investing in real estate and other franchise. We've owned franchises and all kinds of business I've invested in and that I own today. I've been able to do that. It's been amazing. So however I can help somebody, I will.
Awesome. So angelolvera.com, we can get access to that book,
Mm-hmm.
follow what you're doing, see what's going on. And then if anyone's interested, Kayana.com, it's a pretty good opportunity to change people's lives, right?
Absolutely, it's a great platform. It was a platform for me. I didn't know, and I gave me the platform to make money and to do other things. Like whatever it is that somebody wants to do.
Awesome. Awesome. Hey, I really appreciate the time you gave me, Angel. Much blessing. I hope you get that next level soon. I'm sure you will, because I know how you are. You're real driven. Is there any closing thoughts you want to leave with the audience?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Chris. I appreciate being on here, and the key is, if you're watching this and you look, man, I didn't graduate high school. I never went to college. Blue collar guy. I found a vehicle to help me become successful. You can do the same exact thing. Find a vehicle, go out there, attack it, and just live the lifestyle you deserve to live. You only get one shot here on earth. You might as well make the best of it.
Awesome. Hey, much love, man. Thanks for coming on the show, and we'll talk soon. Take care.
You too, brother. Take care.
All right.